Hi, welcome to our channel Programming of Mind, where we accelerate your knowledge with concise, from high-value book summaries. Let's begin. The endurance of the professional, the lasting power of consistency and discipline. In the final part of our journey, we explore the ultimate lesson that distinguishes true professionals from those who are merely dabbling: endurance. Success is not about bursts of inspiration, fleeting moments of brilliance, or overnight achievements. It's about the consistent, daily dedication to your craft, showing up even when it's hard, and developing the discipline to keep going no matter what. This section focuses on how endurance, commitment, and the ability to persist in the face of adversity are the hallmarks of the professional, and how embracing these qualities leads to lasting success. Endurance versus talent, the true measure of success. Talent is often regarded as the key to success, but it's a false narrative that resistance promotes. While talent may open doors, it's endurance that pushes you through the tough times. It's the ability to keep going even when the excitement wanes, when results seem far off, and when the work feels like a grind. The professional understands that the true test of success is not how quickly you can achieve your goals, but how consistently you can show up and continue working toward them. Take the story of Tom, an Olympic athlete who started training at a young age. While his natural talent was undeniable, it was his relentless work ethic and dedication that made him stand out. Each day, Tom trained for hours, pushing himself to the limit, even when his body was sore or when the progress seemed slow. His endurance allowed him to overcome obstacles like injuries, loss of motivation, and setbacks. In the end, Tom not only made it to the Olympics, but he went on to win multiple medals. His success wasn't the result of a single moment of brilliance. It was the product of years of unwavering commitment to his craft. Tom's story teaches us that talent is important, but it is endurance and consistency that make the real difference. Talent can only take you so far. It's the ability to keep working, improving, and pushing through adversity that determines how far you will go. The power of small, consistent steps. One of the most powerful aspects of endurance is the ability to break down large, daunting tasks into small, manageable steps. Resistance often tries to convince you that you need to accomplish everything at once, that the goal must be achieved immediately, and that anything less is a failure. The professional, however, understands that success is built on consistent, incremental progress. The key to overcoming resistance is not to focus on the enormity of the task, but to break it down into smaller, achievable actions. Consider the example of Olivia, an entrepreneur who wanted to grow her small business into an international brand. At first, the task seemed overwhelming. There were so many things to do: product development, marketing, hiring employees, managing finances, and Olivia found herself paralyzed by the enormity of the challenge. Resistance told her that the goal was too big, that it was impossible to succeed at this level. But Olivia decided to take small, consistent steps. She broke down her goals into monthly, weekly, and daily tasks. Each day, she focused on completing one action, whether it was reaching out to a potential client, designing a new marketing campaign, or reviewing financial reports. Slowly but surely, her efforts began to pay off. Over time, her business grew, and she achieved her dream of taking it international. Olivia's story emphasizes the power of small, consistent steps. Success doesn't come from making giant leaps. It comes from taking one small action after another. The professional understands that the path to success is not about rushing, but about staying committed to the process, one step at a time. Discipline as the backbone of professionalism. Discipline is the backbone of the professional. It's the ability to work consistently, even when motivation wanes or when distractions arise. Resistance often tries to convince us that discipline is too restrictive, that creativity and spontaneity are better. But the professional knows that true creativity thrives in an environment of discipline. It's the disciplined effort, the daily habit of showing up and doing the work, that fuels creativity and growth. Consider the story of Ethan, a sculptor who spent years working on his craft. Early in his career, Ethan struggled with discipline. He would often start a project full of enthusiasm, only to abandon it halfway through when his excitement waned. Resistance would tell him that his ideas weren't good enough, that his sculptures were flawed, and that he should try something new. But Ethan eventually learned the value of discipline. He made a commitment to himself to work on his art every day, regardless of how he felt. Some days, the work felt effortless, and other days, it was a struggle. But Ethan showed up every day, chipping away at his projects, honing his skills, and improving his technique. Over time, his work improved, and he became known for his intricate and emotional sculptures. Ethan's story illustrates that discipline is not about perfection, it's about consistency. Discipline allows you to keep working even when motivation is low, when doubts arise, and when the results are not immediate. The professional understands that discipline is the key to overcoming resistance and achieving long-term success. The role of patience in professional growth. Endurance is closely tied to patience. In a world that often values instant results, patience can seem like a lost art. But the professional understands that growth takes time. Success doesn't happen overnight, and true mastery is built over years of practice, failure, and refinement. Patience is the ability to wait without frustration, to continue working without seeing immediate results, and to trust that your efforts will pay off in the long run. Take the example of Jack, a musician who spent years developing his skills. He started by playing small gigs, perfecting his craft, and learning from his mistakes. Despite having a small following, Jack kept honing his talent, playing wherever he could, and refining his technique. Resistance whispered that he would never be successful, that his music was not good enough, and that he should find something else to do. But Jack was patient. He didn't expect overnight success. He continued to play and improve his music, focusing on the long-term goal of becoming a respected musician. Eventually, after years of perseverance, Jack was offered a record deal, and his music reached a wider audience. Today, he is a well-known artist with a loyal fan base. Jack's story highlights the importance of patience in the professional journey. The professional knows that results take time and that growth happens slowly through consistent effort and dedication. Patience is the antidote to the impatience that resistance fosters, and it allows you to stay focused on the process, even when progress seems slow. The importance of rest and renewal. While endurance and discipline are critical for success, rest is equally important. The professional understands that in order to maintain long-term productivity and creativity, they must also take time to rest and recharge. Resistance tries to convince us that we should always be working, that rest is a waste of time, and that taking breaks is a form of failure. But the professional knows that rest is essential for sustained success. It's through rest that we allow our minds and bodies to recover, allowing us to return to our work with renewed energy and focus. Consider the story of Clara, a writer who became burned out after working nonstop on her novel. She was determined to finish the book as quickly as possible, so she pushed herself to write every day, often staying up late into the night. Eventually, Clara began to lose her creativity and motivation. Her writing felt forced, and the quality of her work suffered. Recognizing that she needed a break, Clara decided to step away from her writing for a while. She spent time traveling, reading, and taking care of herself. When she returned to her novel, she found that her creativity had been reignited, and she was able to finish the book with renewed passion and energy. Clara's story shows that rest is an essential part of the professional's journey. While hard work and consistency are crucial, the professional knows that taking time to rest and recharge is necessary for sustained creativity and productivity. Conclusion: the lasting power of endurance. Endurance is the final defining trait of the professional. It's the ability to keep going when things get tough, to continue working when the results are slow, and to persist even when resistance is strong. The professional understands that success is not about immediate results, but about consistent, disciplined effort over the long term. By embracing endurance, patience, and the power of small steps, the professional can overcome resistance and create lasting, meaningful work. Thank you for listening, and please like the video and subscribe for more great upcoming content that will put you in top 1% people in the world.